continue our cooperation on this. We agreed on the importance of the steps that should be avoided, which could further threaten the security and stability of our region.
The cooperation between the regional countries will constitute the best possible way for fighting against terrorism. We believe that the security of Turkey also means safety and security in Iran. So even a small level of insecurity should be understood as insecurity for all the countries in the region. That's why we are really determined in our fight against terrorism.
Well, for more on this, Tarik Oguzlu, Professor of International Relations at Istanbul Aydin University, joins us now live from Antalya. Thank you very much indeed. So talk us through what's been discussed in this one-to-one meeting.
Actually, Turkey and Iran are very important countries in the Middle East. There are many things in common between the two countries, despite the fact that they are also somehow allies in the region, because their positions concerning many issues in the regions differ from each other. But in this latest meeting between Erdogan and Raisi, I think the parties very much agreed on the way how the road to the solution of the Gaza problem should be. And I think they have also agreed to increase the volume of trade between the two countries. In the recent past, the bilateral volume of trade reached to $22 billion. But unfortunately, in recent years, there has been a steep decline to $6.5 billion. So they have once again reiterated their support to increase the trade volume between the two countries, as well as agreeing on the opening of some new border gates between the two countries. But most importantly, Turkey and Iran are very much against the American support to Israel and the ongoing Israeli incursion in the Gaza region. So they are pushing Israeli government and also encouraging the American government to put additional pressure on Israel to stop the violence in the region. But other than that, Turkey and Iran are also keen on the point that Israeli involvement in northern Iraqi political life should be limited as well, because both countries are suffering from PKK-affiliated terrorist activities in the region. This is a common point, bringing the two countries towards closer to each other. But other than that, Iran is considered to be a part of the war, ongoing war in Gaza, whereas Turkey is somehow at a far away distance, at a fair distance from the developments in the region. Turkey is also putting a limited degree of, I think, pressure on Iran not to get further involved in the ongoing tension in the region. Any particular escalation of the crisis due to Iranian involvement in the region, Iranian encouragement of pro-Iranian proxies in the region, would be an unwanted outcome from Turkey's perspective. So Turkey might also be putting some additional pressure on Iranian government to somehow de-escalate the crisis in the region, because we are not in a position to say that Turkey and Iran approach the war in Gaza from an identical perspective. There are some nuances between the position of the parties.
And once again, we're seeing Turkey play an important mediation role in trying to navigate several high-level issues now between a lot of these regional players.
Yes, I agree. I agree with you, actually. It's not only the dispute between Iran and the international community Turkey is very much concerned about. Turkey is also very much concerned about the war in Gaza. So asking the international community in particular to let Turkey play a kind of mediation role and also act as a kind of guardian of any future solution reached by Israeli government and Hamas or the Palestinian Authority in the Gaza region. Turkey is also actually trying to have the big players in the region to reconcile their differences. So Turkey's position in this particular sense is very similar to a typical middle power country politics. Iran, compared to Turkey, seems to have a clear position on many issues concerning the region. Turkey is not the same as Iran in this particular sense. So whereas Iran seems to be a part of many problems, Turkey is a kind of bystander and trying to reconcile the parties to reach a kind of common solution. Other than that, we are also aware of the fact that Turkey and Iran are not on the same page concerning the latest developments in the Caucasian region. I think whereas Turkey is supporting Azerbaijan and Armenian governments to reach a final solution to their dispute and let the Zengezur corridor to be opened as soon as possible, whereas Iranian government seems to be quite unhappy with any future prospect of Armenian-Azerbaijani agreement that might potentially pave the way for the Zengezur corridor to be established, because Iran might perceive this eventuality as a negative conclusion from its own security perspective.
All right, Tarik Oguzlu, Professor of International Relations at Istanbul Aydin University. Thank you very much for your insight.